Hello and welcome to our penultimate discussion in the Innovation Highway track. We're now joined by Batoul, Salah, Karim, Head of Projects Information Technology at Kuwait National Petroleum Company. Her talk is titled How COVID-19 Accelerated Digital Transformation in Procurement, looking at the lessons learned by KNPC. Batoul, over to you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, everybody. This is Batoul Karim from Kuwait National Petroleum Company. I graduated from Kuwait University in 2017, and from now then, I'm joining Kuwait National Petroleum Company as a head project. I'm handling many commercial application, RBA, low-code project, and other application with AI perspective. Overseeing project manager for the e-sourcing and e-tendering system with Jagger 1. A quick history for KNPC. In 1949, KNPC established Mina Ahmadi Refinery, and in 1958, Mina Abdullah was established. KNPC was born as the first national company in the region with resources managed by foreign company. In 1975, the state of Kuwait take the full ownership of KNPC. In 1980, KNPC became a subsidiary of Kuwait Petroleum Corporation. For now, as of 2020, KNPC produced 736,000 per day, and for the gas, it's 2,485 billion standard cube feet per day. Our business, refinery, is the core business of KNPC. The company also process and import gas. Also, market and refine the product locally. Digital transformation and procurement. In 2013, KNPC had two large mega projects, the Clean Fuel Project and the new refinery project, Azur Refinery. In this new project, KNPC invested more than $30 billion to meet the requirement of the world market and reach a project refinery capacity of 1.45 million barrels per day. The next step was we have to look into a solution that will provide a collaboration and a web-based tools for the procurement team, a mechanism to conduct tendering process and documentation approval online. Also, we need an expansion for the vendor sourcing network so that we have a directly registration for vendors locally and across the global. Also, a very important point was the online pre-qualification for different types of vendors. Jagger was selected, and that was in 2013 with the startup with the major project. We installed the private cloud in 2014. We implement the e-sourcing with the integration with the major application in KNPC. We went live, and from 2014 till now, a very huge adding value was added to our company, such as implementing the pre-qualification electronically and also automation of the procurement committee meetings. 2020 was a life change for the whole world. The state of Kuwait was, like many other countries, impacted by the pandemic. Full lockdown was announced by the government, and the oil sector is one of the critical sectors to the country economy. We had to make sure of the continuance of our business. Remote working was the only solution during the full and the partial lockdown. We had to remain operational at all time. Jagger solution was one of the applications that provide the efficiency and reliability during this pandemic. Commercial work have never stopped during this pandemic. Having an integrated end-to-end solution drive the value through the effectiveness, because given the cloud SaaS nature of our procurement solution, the switch to working from home was almost instant. Efficiently, a lot of manual activity, such as digital signature, electronic committee, meeting, and exchange of physical documents, were all replaced by digital means. Security, procurement solution is a cloud SaaS base, and the data are hosted on-premise on KNPC head office building. Transparency and audits, providing greater visibility and clear audit trails of the decision-making process. In fact, records were easily accessible electronically than the traditional offline copies. Ease of access, all employees, all of the suppliers, and involved stakeholders need a laptop and internet. That's all. The results? Aesthetic for the result for the key achievement during the pandemic. As you can see from the graph, from March to November, all the activity was all going on with the number that's showing here as RFQ and PQ as a qualification, and all the bidding that was happening during the lockdown and the pandemic. The key achievement that we reached during the pandemic, there was many achievements that we reached by the commercial department and with the help of the Jagger solution. One of the important achievements was activation of the file sharing model for commercial department. Also, there was an automation for the invoice cycle, especially with a lockdown area. They were not able to submit any manual document, so the automation was all through the system. Automation of higher purchasing committee meeting management, where they can conduct the meeting online and they take the right decision. On board of additional K companies, and that our solution attract the other K company during the pandemic, and we success to provide them the solution for the e-sourcing portal. Our system was 100% uptime during the pandemic. I hope all you are staying safe and in good health, and thank you. Rob, we can start the question and answer. Hi, Rob, yes. Welcome back.
So a lot of data there to try and take on board, which I'm just trying to do here. So you moved pretty much everything, as far as I can tell, into digital solutions over this short period. Is that correct?
Exactly. Most of them were already automated from the Jagger solution. And there is other request that was coming through the pandemic, and we find the proper solution and we automate it for the vendors.
So did it take very long to start to do that movement and to actually get those systems in place?
No, KNPC was ready with everybody with his own laptop with him at home, and also with having the on-cloud premise in KNPC.
Okay, and so now you've installed these you've implemented new processes. What about the training side? Was there training required for people to be able to use these new systems?
No, it was very friendly used for the application, and also the vendor was using the application like 7 years ago. So just adding more feature was simple for them to follow.
Okay, and then the other thing I suppose is that now you have a workforce who are distributed. You know, they're not all in your offices.
Yes.
Has that introduced any challenges that you needed to think about? I mean, what about security, for instance?
KNPC environment is very secure, and they are taking this in consider from the beginning and the establishing of IT. We have a very strong security team here in the IT, and even was working from home, was not taking like much time to move from office to home. We could directly switch for the support. So nothing almost was stopped.
Okay, and then the activity, you were showing like the number of requests for proposals that you had going. Okay. I think Batoul has accidentally closed her camera. So let me just see if she comes back, and if not, we'll close this session. Okay, so I don't think Batoul is coming back in. She must have accidentally cut her connection with us. But it was a very interesting presentation, packed with lots of data, and there were a lot of changes that clearly KNPC were making to update and add to the processes that were already in place in their digital platform. At our next session will begin at 4 p.m, so in about 20 minutes. And it will be our final presentation for today, certainly in the Innovation Highway track. It will be given by Irina Albanase, who is from DHL Customer Solutions and Innovation. Irina will discuss logistics innovation trends that accelerated during COVID-19. Thank you.